Okay, I'll share the flyer. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
We'll start within 1 minute and one. Sunil, my video and Shayak's videos are not visible here. Can you check? Shayak, your video is on. We cannot see you.
My video is on.
Yes, yes, both of them videos on.
Okay, but I cannot see myself right now. It's okay. No problem. So we will wait for 1 minute more, 10:01, and then we will start the session. Okay, so we will. Hello everyone, good morning from India. I am Shikha Singh, volunteering as Vice President Professional Development at PMI Mumbai chapter. I hold a BE in Production Engineering from Mumbai University, Green Belt in Lean Six Sigma at PMP certified from PMI. Professionally, I am working at LRQA Inspection Services India LLP at Mumbai and having over 18 plus years of experience in operations of inspection services and right now handling global projects. So I welcome everyone for today's PM Forum session. PM forums are a format used by Project Management Institute PMI chapters for discussion and networking among project professionals. PM forums can be a valuable way to stay up to date on industry trends, learn new techniques, and build relationships with other project managers. And total registrations for today's PM forum is 238 plus and counting. And that today's topic is LLMs versus agents versus multi-agentic versus super agents. And guess who is the speaker? Very renowned speaker, Mr. Shayak Mazumdar. He's the CEO, CTO, and co-founder at Adya AI. Shayak Mazumdar is an AI pioneer whose work bridges cutting-edge research, academic leadership, and enterprise-scale innovation. As the CEO and CTO of Adya AI, he leads the development of what many regard as the world's most advanced agentic AI platform, enabling autonomous multi-agent intelligence for Fortune 500s, governments, and high-growth startups. His platform innovations span generative multi-agent systems, reinforcement learning for autonomous decision making, and applied AI governance frameworks, setting new benchmarks in how AI systems operate safely and at scales. Shayek's foundation in leadership was forged during a decade in the Indian Navy, where he retired as a lieutenant commander specializing in nuclear, biological, chemical warfare, and aviation operations on blue water deployments. And in SEED MBA, he now combines military precision, business acumen, and deep technical expertise to advance AI innovation. A frequent keynote speaker on AI leadership and digital transformation, Shayak is also an accomplished editor and writer, having led national newspapers and technology magazines. His ability to translate complex AI concepts like emergent intelligence, language model orchestration, and AI safety into actionable insights makes him one of the most trusted voices in the global AI landscape. So his LinkedIn profile link will be shared in chat box. So please connect with him and please post questions in the chat box. Same will be answered at the end of the session by the speaker. One more thing, the recording of this session will be uploaded on our YouTube channel at PMI Mumbai chapter. So I request Shayak to start his session, please. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Can you hear me clearly? Am I audible?
Yes, yes.
Right. So today's session, I'll keep it in English because people come from different states, different languages. But I can always speak in Hindi. I can speak in maybe 2, 3 other languages if you need me to. But let me know what language you prefer. Is English fine?
Yes, English is fine.
Great. So everybody knows that the new big thing in the world is AI. It is going to be as big as maybe the invention of fire or maybe the discovery of electricity, etc., etc. We know that it is a big thing. We also know that every day, thousands and thousands of new information is coming to us. This is new in AI, that is new in AI, AI this, AI that. Every day we get this much information. What I'm going to try and do today in my session is help everybody get a basic understanding of AI. Now, beyond this, if you need any information, I will leave it to the Q&A. So my presentation is going to be 30 to 45 minutes long, not longer than that. And then we will open the floor up for questions. The reason I'm keeping the presentation short is I don't want people to get bored. I want people to ask more questions. And given the format of these sessions, people are asking questions in the chat. I will not be able to see while I'm presenting. Okay. Now, everybody knows that AI is becoming a very big thing. So one of the things that we need to understand is what is AI in our personal lives? What is AI in our professional lives? What do we do for our children? What are we going to tell them to study? All our jobs are going to go away. Is AI going to be more intelligent than us? What are the answers to these questions? That is basically what everybody wants to know. Let me start by saying I don't know these answers. Nobody knows. If anybody is coming and saying they know these answers, they're not saying the truth because there are, when we look at life, there are three things: the known knowns, the known unknowns, and the unknown unknowns. Known knowns, things we know we know. Known unknowns, things we know we don't know. Unknown unknowns, things we don't even know that we don't know. So how can I imagine something I don't know I don't know? I can't imagine and I can't give you the answer to something like that. But they will happen and they'll happen in our lifetime and we will see how this works. Okay. Um, right. So when we look at AI, first framework, and I'm going to give you several frameworks today. The first framework to keep in mind is how do we break all these different things which are happening in AI? Break them in 4 different verticals. I call them L0, L1, L2, L3. L0, these are people who are building infrastructure. Who's building infrastructure? You'll have, first of all, companies like NVIDIA, AMD, they're building chips. What are chips? You know how your computer has 8 CPUs or at best 10 CPUs, 16 CPUs, etc. Right? So when you think about it, um, your speed depends on how many CPUs there are, how many chips there are, because it is parallel processing, right? So imagine this way: if you had one brain, you can only think one thing at a time. But if you have 5 brains in your own head, then 5 things can be thought through at the same time, right? So this is the way computers work. We parallel process. The thing about infrastructure when it comes to artificial intelligence is we have figured out a new kind of chip, a new kind of server. These are called GPUs. Earlier, we used to call them CPUs, central processing units. Today, we call them GPUs, graphical processing units. So GPUs, the only thing, without getting too technical about it, that is important to understand is it actually has 16,400 servers inside it. 16,400 cores instead of 10, 12 cores like your laptop has. So now imagine if I had one brain versus 16,000 brains running in parallel with the same ability. What could I potentially do? That is why today AI can process so much. And of course, there's a lot more to understand about how servers work because even one GPU is not enough for the big models, etc., that are out there. So what you do is you then put 5, 10 such chips together to manage one big model, or sometimes 100 chips together to manage one such model. Another thing to remember is there is one thing to train a model, another thing to serve a model. I'm saying all these things there. I know it sounds a little difficult to understand, but unfortunately, when we learn a new language, the grammar has to be understood first. So what I'm trying to explain to you is the grammar of AI. If I don't understand how GPUs work, how models work, I will not understand how to use it for myself, what is good and what is not. So first thing to understand is there is a new kind of chip or a new kind of server which is able to do a lot more multiplications or a lot more processing in parallel. In fact, one GPU can do more multiplications or more processing in 1 second than all human beings on Earth put together for 7 million years. So if you, me, and every human being stood holding hands and we started doing computations for 7 million years, we would not be able to do the same computation that one chip can do in 1 minute. Let that sink in. So we humans have created such incredible power, such incredible machines that even 100 years ago would have made us look like gods. Even 50 years ago would have made us look like gods. Imagine the power to process more than all human beings put together for 7 million years for 40 lakh rupees. That's how much one chip costs, 40 lakh rupees. Now that that is clear, let's understand that what happens when I put so many of these chips together. The biggest companies today, Elon Musk's company, Mark Zuckerberg's company, OpenAI, Google, they're creating these farms. These are called farms, server farms. What are they doing? They are putting 100,000 such chips together, 500,000 such chips together. In India, Reliance is putting a farm in Jamnagar, which is supposed to be one of the biggest in the world. Everybody's doing that. You know why? Because just like when electricity was discovered, people who could produce the most electricity made the most money. Today, that intelligence has become artificial. People that own these server farms control the rest of everything that is built. All, if you think of this like a funnel, you are right at the top, you're the user. Below you is the application. Below the application is the model. And below the model is the server, the GPU. So 8 billion people on Earth, everybody uses AI some way or the other. Everything goes down to the people who own those server farms. Right? Okay. So that is called L0, infrastructure. So there are people who are building these servers and selling them. NVIDIA, the world's richest company today is NVIDIA. Why? Sorry, just give me 1 second. Right. So today the world's richest company is called NVIDIA. Why is NVIDIA the world's richest company? Because in a day and age where you're trading everything in intelligence, the company that is making the machine that can create intelligence is the richest company. That is NVIDIA. So this is the first thing. Companies that build GPUs. There are some other companies like NVIDIA, which are also trying to build GPUs. You have AMD, Google is trying to build chips, etc. So you have these companies who are building chips. On top of this, there are companies that are building the actual data centers or server farms, which will then power everybody else. So these companies are buying the chips from NVIDIA and they're creating the server farms. Some companies are buying 10, 20 chips only for themselves. Like the Indian Army recently bought some 20 chips only for the Army's own use. But then some companies are buying this to create an entire data center that will serve everybody else, which is you, me, and everybody else. So this is Google, Microsoft, Amazon, those kind of companies. So this is the infrastructure layer. What is the model layer? You use LLMs every day, right? The easiest way to think about an LLM, and this is not accurate in the sense that models do not actually think or train like the human brain thinks and trains. It's a different technique, but it is easier to understand it this way. So I'll use this as an example. Imagine you had an IQ of 1,000. Today, the smartest human being has an IQ of, say, 200. But imagine you had an IQ of 1,000 and you were given every book that has ever been produced on Earth. And you read all those books and you memorized everything. Now you know how to compose songs like Gulzar, how to write books like Tagore, how to do science like APJ Abdul Kalam. Now you are the combined knowledge of the entire human race. Let that sink in. You are the combined knowledge of the entire human race. We have created gods. These models, because they have so much information and they know everything about everyone, they have the ability now to be able to go and produce more things. Okay, so why do we need these chips? It is becoming clear now. These models have so much information, they need that much powerful machines to power them. Imagine if my brain had to read every book, the brain in my head would not be enough. I would need a lot more power than this. That's why you need the new kind of chips. So you have the infrastructure companies that are building chips. You have companies that are building server farms. You have companies that are building models on top of that. Anybody here has built a model? Anyone in this forum here has built your own LLM? If you can say yes. No one? Okay. Just for your information, last year in 2024, we built a model that beat OpenAI. But by the end of today's session, I will show you how you can build your own models and you can beat OpenAI as well, if you need to. It is not cheap. So only when you want to, you need to build those models. Otherwise, you don't need to build those models. Okay. So these are called models. Now, different models have different kinds of capabilities. There are models that can do text very well. There are models that can do videos very well. There are models that can do coding very well. And then there are models that can do all of this, but nothing necessarily the very best. But it can do all of them very, very well. These are called foundational models. Okay. Next. Now we have the machines that can power the models, and we have the models. Now, using these models, we need to create platforms or applications, right? Okay. What kind of platforms and applications? For example, when the internet first came, we had to distribute information because everything about the internet was information. So we created platforms on top like Google, search engine, Amazon for buying and selling, Wix for creating websites, Shopify for creating web stores, e-commerce stores. These are platforms built on top of the internet for different purposes. So if you want to use AI for different purposes, you'll need platforms sitting on top of AI to create these different tools that you want. So there are these platforms that are created where you can create these tools. And next, last come the applications. Some of these you already know. I'm betting everybody is using ChatGPT. Is there somebody in this entire meeting who has never used ChatGPT? Okay, do this. Raise your hand if you have used ChatGPT. Mr. Naman, you've never used ChatGPT. Okay. Anybody else who's used ChatGPT? Ladies and gentlemen, I request you to participate because this is an extremely complicated topic. If you participate, it helps. Okay, right. So I can see some people saying that they're using ChatGPT daily. Okay. How many of you have used Perplexity? Okay. Have you used AI to create your own clone? Anybody here? No? Okay. Today, if I get about 1 minute or maybe 10 seconds, but with 1 minute, I can do more accuracy. If I get 1 minute of your voice sample, you talking, I can make an AI talk exactly like you. If I get 1, 2 minutes of your video, I can make an AI that looks exactly like you while talking exactly like you. Guess what happens when this AI calls your family, your friends, and starts talking like you and gets all your information? Yeah. So we have the chips, we have the models, we have the platforms where apps are built, and then we have the final applications, right? But despite all of this, if you're in a business, you still don't have good AI. Imagine you are sitting in 1910, 1915, in the year 1915. The first cars have just come in. You get inside a car. The car is going slowly. The roads are still those cobbled roads, not the paved roads of today. So the car keeps jumping. There's no shock absorber. It breaks down every time. The wheels are the old cycle wheels. You start thinking, what is a good? Why do I use this car? I can ride a horse, no? It's better. Today's AI is at the same stage. There are problems here and there. And so many people are coming and asking questions, why are we using AI? The answer is simple. The cars will get better. The AI will get better. And there will come a time, no horse can outrun a car. Never. And there will come a time in the next 2 years, no human being on earth will be smarter than any AI. So the question to ask And it's a very interesting question. Is your business using AI? You know, it's an interesting story I like to tell people. There is this company in the US. One young man started it, 23 years of age. Every day, he used to go and talk to his AI and tell it all the changes that it needs to do. He created a bunch of AI employees, not human employees, AI employees. Every day, those AI employees used to go and talk to his customers, get feedback, create a report, give it to his product manager AI. Every day, his product manager AI would take that report, decide what changes to make, and give it to his engineer AI. Every day, his engineer AI would make those changes, update everything, and publish. A software company, a big software company, updates their product once a month. This product was updated 12 times a day, 360 times a month. You've heard of evolution? How over a million years humans have evolved to this point that we are intelligent compared to the first species that came in a billion years ago. That was amoeba, right? Now imagine you could speed up evolution and do it in 100 years instead of a billion years. The same thing happened with this company. They sped up their company's progress by 360 times because they're not making the changes once a month. Because human teams cannot work at that speed. We will take the feedback. So we take 7 days to 14 days. Then we need one sprint to make the change, test everything, and then publish, right? So if I get a feedback today, it'll get published after 2 months. But this AI, this company, the AI got the feedback today, gave the feedback to the AI product manager today, the AI engineer built it today, the AI QA tested it today, the AI launched it today. 360 times a month. You know what the outcome was? The company sold for $80 million within 12 months. $80 million. 1 million as of today's value is 9 CR. $80 million, 720 crores. Less than 12 months. One person, one employee. So if one person could do that, the thing that we are thinking that we don't know AI, how will we do AI? How will we build AI? AI builds AI. That is possible, right? All we need to know is how to do it. Let's understand some of the basics of AI. If I go and I start giving ChatGPT some instructions, what to do, how to do something, and every time it gives me the result, I check it, I correct it. This is me manually doing it one by one on ChatGPT, right? This is called prompting. Now, if I took an AI and I connected it to my email and I said, every day, take all my 100 emails and post the most important emails to me on my WhatsApp. It would do it. This is called an AI workflow. Why? Because there is not great intelligence here. What do I mean? The AI is not thinking much. It is just going and looking at the 100 emails, easy, taking the most highlighted ones and putting it in my WhatsApp. So it's more like a workflow. Now imagine I went and I told an AI, I'm selling shoes for women, professionals. Go talk to them, tell them why my shoes are better, and sell my shoes. Now, the AI will have to first go on the internet, get access to Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, then identify who those women are, send them connection requests, get their phone numbers, call them up, message them, mail them, start connecting with them on social media, tell them why the shoes are better, and sell the shoe to them. This, what I just explained, is an AI agent. See the difference between a workflow and an agent? In an agent, I gave it a broad guideline. This is what I want. This is what I'm targeting. Please do this for me. I did not tell it the exact steps. It went and figured out everything by itself, right? It went and figured out who those women are, why are those women important, why do they fit the criteria, do they have the money to spend, then started finding their contact details. Sounds great for business. Now imagine I use the same AI and started telling them, find vulnerable women who are recently divorced and convince them to invest in my company. That is bad. Because now I have just created an AI that will take advantage of your social situation. This is not right, but it is not illegal. So the question that comes up is, how do we make sure? Two things. One, we are using AI the right way for our business to grow, because most of you are thinking about it from the right way. Some of you, unfortunately, not in this meeting, but in the world, will want to use AI for the wrong reasons. So the question for the rest of you is, how do you prevent yourself from being taken advantage of by these AIs? Because these AI agents are so smart that they mimic actual human actions. They'll call you like your mom. They'll call you like your boss. They will message you. They will mail you. They will talk to you like your friend. Last month, 3 women in the US committed suicide because ChatGPT told them to. They were using ChatGPT as a therapist. And ChatGPT likes to please people. They kept telling ChatGPT that they're suicidal. Instead of going to a real therapist who would have given the medicines and helped them, they were talking to ChatGPT because it feels like you're talking to a human. And ChatGPT told them what they wanted to hear. There are women who divorced their husbands last month because ChatGPT told them to. This woman who was not happy with her husband talked to ChatGPT and ChatGPT said she deserved someone better. So she went and divorced her husband. It's the same for men and women. So the problem here is, how do you use AI properly for your business? And how do you prevent AI from taking advantage of you? There are a few new rules we need to learn. When electricity first came, we learned not to touch it. Now that AI has come, we have to teach ourselves and everybody around us new guardrails, new protections. That when a call comes, don't trust it. A video or a voice is not proof that the person is genuine if they're asking me to do something. A mail is not genuine if it's asking me to click on something. I should have my own AI that should check that mail and tell me if there's something malicious in it. Am I scaring you? That's not the intent. The intent is to understand the incredible power. I told you in the beginning, we have created gods, and these gods are getting more powerful every day. It is on us to understand how we don't lose everything we have. Niket is asking, how is an agent different from an intelligent RPA bot? There is no comparison. RPAs are robotic process automation systems. Even if I put some AI inside an RPA, it will do exactly what I told it to do, step by step. An agent doesn't need step-by-step guidance. It needs an overall guidance. This is what I'm trying to do, and it will go figure it out. We created something called a super agent. You can go tell a super agent to pay your taxes, to do sales for you, to do marketing for you, to create a video for you, to find information from the web for you, to build a new application for you. Now think, is there an RPA agent on earth that could ever do this? It's not the same thing. I can see Jitendra saying human in the loop. Human in the loop is a guardrail if you're running your own AI where there are certain decisions which could potentially go wrong, and you put the human there to check before the AI takes that step. So if I'm building a email automation system, I need to make sure that when the AI is drafting an email to senior people, the email is right. It is not going and selling something fake. It happened to me. I built an AI sales engine and I forgot to put human in the loop. And I got a legal notice from a lawyer in Delhi. And I was like, why am I getting a legal notice? So I went and I checked. So this AI went and told this guy it would build a legal AI system for him, which would manage all his cases for him. He was a lawyer in the Delhi High Court. He's a lawyer in the Delhi High Court. And this guy was trying to build something similar. So he thought the AI, so he thought this is a real person. He didn't realize it was an AI. And he thought somebody stealing his idea. So he sent me a legal notice saying that you have played some dirty tricks. You have identified what I'm trying to build as a business, and now you are uh, trying to identify everything. So I called him on a meeting. I shared my screen and I showed him it is not a human, it is an AI that was trying to convince him to make a sale. It actually did not know what he was doing, but it made that prediction based on the information he had put out on social media. It took me 1 hour to convince him. And then he understood. I said, look, this is the danger of AI. It is looking at you on social media. It is identifying everything about you. And then writing a mail that is so convincing that you got fooled thinking it's a human being and you sent me a legal notice. This is a lawyer, Delhi High Court, not a normal person. AI is doing recruitment, right? You write one wrong thing. That AI will remember. It will look at it. You may not get hired again for that. This is not a human recruiter that has a limit only to look at your resume. If you got shortlisted, it will do your checks. I have built AI recruiters that are going on the internet and finding all the details about that person before calling them, checking if they're available. If they say they're available, it is setting up the interview. doing the interview by itself. So if you go and you say, I want to hire somebody, this is the thing I want. It'll create the job description by itself, find all the criteria, find those people, and then do only the selected ones, it will do a background check. Once it does the background check, it will then call you and say, we've selected you. Are you ready to come for an interview? And run the interview for you. So if an AI is interviewing you and an AI is running the background check on you, and is it possible that on the other side there is another AI that it is interviewing for the role? Yes. We have created another thing which goes and applies on different portals on your behalf if you're a job seeker as an AI. Finds out everybody who's put out a job, finds which jobs are suited for you and applies on your behalf. So you see, AI versus AI, the war is starting. It's going to get very interesting. Right. I can see Mr. Krishnan has written, would the person who created the or owns the AI agent be responsible for its actions? Yes and no. It's a very complex legal question to answer because the AI might be using another model behind it. And it might be the model's fault. It might be the agent's fault. It might be many other things' fault. So our courts are about to get overwhelmed. Our defense systems are about to get overwhelmed. The US Army and Navy are building entire AI controlled drone armies. Each drone can decide by itself who to attack, what to attack, and carry out the attack. No human needed. AI healthcare. We don't have enough doctors. And even when we do, those doctors are overburdened. AI can actually identify diseases and manage healthcare about 4% better than the most doctors out there. Recent studies have proved that most therapists, most doctors cannot compete with AI healthcare agents. These are agents. I'm giving you enough examples of agents so that you can now start forming an idea of what agents would potentially do. There is a school in Texas where they use AI to teach children. Is it good or is it bad? Let me hear in the comments. Do you think that school that is using AI to teach the children, is it good or is it bad? Before I tell you the result, I know the result, what happened. Mr. Rajendra says it is bad. Supriti says not bad. Anybody else? Not a good idea? Okay, time for the results. The children in that school are in the top 1% in US. They study only 2 hours a day. They're not extraordinary children. This is not quota factory. This is a normal school which was not doing well. They introduced AI pedagogy. The AI has a personalized approach to teaching each child, identifying what the gaps are, identifying what the child does not know, how the child learns better. Is it through videos, games, images? Talks to the child in a way that no human teacher can compete with. AI pedagogy is not something, no, don't worry about it. The Everybody who's saying that the AI doesn't teach resilience, AI cannot do what humans can do. I can share my screen and show you. In 1910, everybody was saying the same thing about cars, that cars cannot replace horses. And I can go back 150 years from there and tell you that everybody was saying the same thing about electricity. And I'm betting if I had a time machine and I went back to the time when fire was invented or wheel was invented, the early humans were saying fire is not good. It kills people. And wheels are not good. You will forget to use your legs. The reality is innovation does not stop. Progress does not stop, whether we like it or not. It is our choice whether we adopt it or not. Yeah, of course. The whole AI pedagogy is built by humans. That's a point. Human agentic collaboration is where the world is headed. A human by themselves can do 44% of the task. An agent by themselves can do 48% of the task. Humans and AI together can do 55% of the task. So humans with AI is where the world is going. There is too much fear amongst people that AI is not good, AI will take my job away, AI will do this, AI will do that. If there's one thing I want you to remember from my session today, AI will take your job away if you don't change yourself. AI is not here to take your job away. AI is here to empower you. Anything that comes like this, which is such an epochal change, like the fire, the wheel, the electricity, the automobile, the internet, or the AI, they're all changes that are so big that all of society will forever change. You can decide not to change, but then you would be the only one. But if you decided to use AI the right way, then you will become a superhuman also. Today, we are seeing, yeah, no, AI workers or AI employees is a very big thing today in the US. I have launched an entire army of AI employees for sales, marketing, data analysts, product management, etc. But those AI employees are not necessarily replacing humans. Essentially, what happens is there's a way to think about it from an economics point of view. Humans used to do that kind of work, which used to take 10 hours to do and not create any productive output, just data annotation, basic research. And only the bosses used to go and do something which used to add some productive value. Now, AI will do that hard work, do all that research, do all the data annotation, do all the calling, do all the messaging, do all the planning. We come in to guide, to look at it, make it better. That gives us superpower. Remember that one company, one man who sold for 720 crores? That is human agentic collaboration. Those that know how to do it will survive and will succeed. So those are agents. Now you've understood the difference between agents and ChatGPT, right? Now, Mr. Esan Thacker says, when the word intelligence artificial comes, how we can control it to grow or think it on a very limited way or at a very particular way with specific purpose. That's the point of agents, right? If you learn how to build agents, you teach it exactly what you want. You put guardrails around it. You can. Okay, let's talk a little bit about models because models is where the biggest noise is right now in the world. So first thing to understand is what is a foundational model? These big models like OpenAI, Google, etc., are called foundational models. Quick question. How many foundational models have come out of India? Can somebody answer in the chat? No one? How many foundational models have come out of India? Can somebody give me an answer? No one knows answer. Yeah, that's the right answer. None. No foundational model has come out of India. How many foundational models have come out of China? 25. How many foundational models have come out of US? Around the same number. How many have come out of Europe? About 3. How many out of the Middle East? 2. You see, when the internet came, we opened our doors. And today, there is no Indian WhatsApp. Arata is trying, but there is no Indian WhatsApp. WhatsApp has 1 billion Indians using it. There is no Indian social media. There is no Indian search engine. There is no Indian mailing system. When the AI has come, once again, we are making the same mistake. We are not there building anything. We are there using it. Coming back to foundational models. You remember that huge Zoho, yes, in a way is Indian. Okay, so the foundational models where we think of these massive brains, which have read every book on earth, that's a foundational model. Now, foundational model can be two types, open source or proprietary. Proprietary is when they're not showing you what is behind. Open source is when they've opened it up and you can use it and you can rebuild anything you want. Okay. So a good example of an open source model, by the way, almost all Chinese models are open source. And almost all the top American models are proprietary. Anyone knows the answer why American models are proprietary and Chinese are open source? Although traditionally American has been open source and Chinese has been proprietary. No, that's not the right answer. Yeah, okay. So look, if it's not pirated, Mr. Dhaval, the Chinese are very good at building things, no matter what we think about them. I've lived and built businesses in China for many years. China has some of the most advanced businesses in the world, some of the most advanced technologies in the world. Right. Okay. No, no, no. There is no bad intent out there. Why the Chinese models are open? The reason why Chinese models are open is a model does not gather your data. It's an open source model. Open source means what? You take the model and you host the model wherever you want to host it and you run it. Your data is not going to them if you host it yourself. Your data, unlike ChatGPT, where you're using ChatGPT on their system, which is proprietary and the data is going to them. In case of the Chinese model, the data is not going to them. The real reason why the Chinese are giving it away in open source is three things. One, it is easier for people to trust the model if it is open source. So if I have an open source model, I can test it myself. I don't know how to run a model yet, but I can test it. In case of a proprietary model, I can't. But in an open source model, I can test it. So if I'm a business and I want to use AI, I will go to them first, open source first. Second, if it is open source, it develops an entire community around it of builders who will build applications using this model. Proprietary models require a lot of marketing to spread. Open source models spread to the community, network effects. Very big difference, okay? Anyways, so we have foundational models, which are open source and proprietary, right? But think of it this way. If you want to go to your nearby tea shop, you're not taking a flight. You go walking, right? And when you want to go to US, you take a big flight. same thing is true. You don't need a foundational model to write, hi, how are you? A simple chatting. But today, we are doing that. We are using overpowered models to run systems that are very simple. Every time you say hi to ChatGPT and it says hi back, the model is using its entire weight and all the GPUs behind it. What I'm betting almost no one in this meeting is thinking is the environmental impact of these models. Can you imagine a brain that big running on a server that is that big? You know how much heat, energy it needs, how much heat it generates, how bad it is for the environment. So you cannot stop using AI because AI is needed. It's like electricity. But you should not be using these very large models for saying hi, hello. You should be using very small models for that. Those have come. The technology is now here, and by next year, it will be very common. Most applications on your phone will have a model built in it, which will not need a GPU, which will run using your phone's own server, own chip, right? So the electricity usage, the power usage, etc., will reduce dramatically. So this is where the future is going. Your big models, the foundational models, will come down to 40% of the usage. The small models will run the remaining 40%. And you will also have domain-specific models. These are models which are trained by experts for some particular use. Let's say the Indian Army builds a model only for the Army, or a hospital builds it for only that hospital. And then there are fine-tuned models. Fine-tuned models is where I take an existing model and I train it, an open source model, and I train it to do something very specific, right? Domain specific is when I built it from scratch because the underlying model did not have that capability. Fine-tuned model is when I took a model that already had some capability, but not very good, and I trained it to become very good at one task. So think of it like hiring a graduate and then giving them on-job training. I'm going to answer some questions, which I'm getting non-stop back to back here. First thing is, I cannot answer that question about phones listening to you, Suhasini. I don't think they do, but there's been a theory from a long time that phones are constantly listening to you. They do listen in a passive way if you keep the AI assistant on. If you keep the AI assistant off, then the phones are not necessarily listening to you. Edge models are different. Edge models are basically models that are sitting on the client side, which is on your device side, using some capability of your device, but also using something on the web, as in on the cloud. But I'm talking about pure play small models that will never use anything on the cloud, will sit on entirely on your device only. Yes, Google has invested $15 billion or is about to invest $15 billion. This is what I was telling you. Everybody that has money is creating these server farms or data centers because that is where everybody's requests will funnel down. And if you're Google, if you're Amazon, if you're Microsoft, it makes sense. If you're Reliance, if you're Tata, it makes sense to build big data centers because others will not be able to build it. It requires so many $billion to build those models. Domain specific models, many good examples. You can have, a healthcare model that is built for cancer treatment or a healthcare model that is specifically for DNA analysis. A normal model will not be able to do it. Fine-tuned models are essentially built for a purpose, which means I take an open source model, let's say I take DeepSeek or I take Llama, and I have my own data, I train it on it, and I make it very good at e-commerce, or I make it very good at um, very good at certain things, right? So then it becomes a fine-tuned model. Hina, I think you're getting close to the truth. It is not about using domain-specific AI. It is about using guardrailed AI agents. AI agents has a difference where your existing LLMs cannot do whatever they want to do. They go through certain controls, certain processes, certain checks and balances to only be able to operate the way the agent is given the right to operate. So remember the difference? Model, right? The chip, the model, the platform, and then the agent. Okay. So the answer to your point, Hina, is not that you will need a domain specific model. Domain specific models are only needed in case you're the army or you're doing banking or something. You need agents which are particularly suited for your use case. So the school that did this was using an education agent. Lakshmi, the answer to your SLMs would be if you go and look at Gemma, the open source small language model that Google has launched. It has a model which is now 500 million parameters, very small, but a very decent performance for that size. That model is being repurposed by people like us to create models which are going to sit inside the applications which are sitting inside your phone. Hack a model using AI. You could potentially hack an agent, but you could never hack a model because a model is a manifest, a mathematical formula. Again, Isan, you're not going to create a model. You're going to create agents, not models. Okay. Understand the difference between agents and models. Models, agents can use many models below it, right? So we call it, this is what agents are. I call it an MBA. M stands for model, memory. B stands for brain, which is a model. And A stands for action, which is the tool planning that it uses, right? So an MBA, remember MBA, memory, brain, action. What it does is an agent would use some models below it to understand how to do something, and then would go and connect to your memory systems, your knowledge bases, your rules, your processes, your tools to do the action that you want. So if you want to create industry specific solutions or agents, you can, but it is not easy to create models. Both can be done, but a model creation costs on average $25,000 and above. And agent creation costs nothing. So it's easier to create agents. Okay. I hope I was able to give that answer. This is what my company does. This is what Adya does. Adya basically has a platform, which I'll show you a video now in the next 5 minutes, where you can talk to an AI and the AI will create an application for you, or the AI will create an agent for you, or you already have maybe hundreds of ready solutions on my platform. You can connect your own databases, all your different communication channels, WhatsApp, Telegram, calling, mailing, messaging, all your governance protocols. I'm not going too deep into the science. I'll leave that for the Q&A after this. But if there are people in this meeting who are scientific and you want to know what governance protocols are and how that prevents an AI from doing wrong things or not following your orders, because one of the biggest things, many people might remember last year, Google launched something called search overview, where we could go and ask questions and it would give the answer. Now it is more common. When Google did that, people went and asked what create some photographs of Nazis. Nazis are the people from Germany during the Second World War. So it created images of Nazis that are Asian, that are black, because the model was told to be diverse. It was given an instruction that no matter what somebody tells you to do, don't just create white people's photos, create diverse photos. But the problem is Nazis were only white. There were no black Nazis. There were no Asian Nazis. There were no Indian Nazis. Nazis were particularly white people. So it depends on what kind of governance protocols you've given to the agent. The agent can give very wrong answers if you've not given it the right instructions. And you can build your own LLMs, build your own models on Adya. And once you built all of this, you can host it on your own cloud. Repeating, you can build your models, you can build your agents, you can build your applications, you can connect your data, you can connect your communication channels, set your governance protocols, or take any ready solution, run anything you want to run on Adya, right? That's what Adya does. I'm going to play a small video. Is my sound shared? I don't know if you can hear my sound. Let me see. Can you hear this? No?
No.
Okay. One second.
Neelam, recordings will be uploaded on our YouTube channel within couple of days of this session. Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out how to share my sound. One second. Okay, figured it out. Oh, it's not allowing me to share sound. One second. Um, can one of the organizers allow me to share the sound?
Sunil, can you check?
I'm not able to share sound.
You can open the same file only, no, and share the same. Only one file. Don't share screen.
File.
Yes.
Okay. But I may not have it downloaded as a file, Sunil. Is there a way for me to be able to share my screen
Yes, there.
with sound sharing? Because normally it is allowed. For me, I don't think the permission is given. Sunil, am I audible?
Yes.
Yes, yes. You can try again.
Okay. No, it won't work. It's not letting me share the sound. The option is not there. I can see the option, but it's not clickable. Okay, let me take some questions in the meantime. Yeah, Jyoti, am not able to share the audio. That's a problem because a part of my presentation was. But the sound was shared yesterday, Shikha.
Yes, it was. It was audible. Yeah.
Today, I don't know what the settings are. Okay.
You can share your video link and for reference if sound problem persists, so Sunil can play from his side.
Sunil can play from his side. Okay. Let me share the link. But I'll have to keep doing this multiple times. Anyways. This is the link, Sunil.
Building an enterprise AI is incredible.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I don't. I hear you. I don't see the video.
1 minute, I need to share.
Hard. It demands huge budgets, specialized
Can you make it
teams,
full
and
screen and
years of
start it from the
expertise.
beginning, please?
But what if building AI was simple? Building an enterprise AI is incredibly hard. It
No, can
demands
you make it
huge
full screen,
budgets,
please, Sunil?
specialized teams, and years of expertise. But what if building AI was simple? What if it was straightforward? That's exactly what we've done at Adya. We've given you the tools to make enterprise AI accessible to everyone. In our application,
Can you pause it? Can you pause it? I'll tell you what to do. Take your cursor over the video, please. Yeah, right at the bottom right, you see that bottom right. Yeah. Now go to the last option. Go to the last. Yes, click on this. Yeah. Now, can you play it from the beginning, please? This is full screen. Thank you. You have to drag it. Yeah. Thank you. Now the audio is not there. Can others hear the audio? I can't.
No, not yet. I think it is stopped. Can you play it? We will check.
No, the audio is not audible. I think we can
Mm,
forget the videos for now. There were 3 or 4 videos I wanted to play, but we'll just leave it for now.
Sound was coming now, I think.
No, sound was coming from his laptop, not from his screen.
Oh, okay.
No audio now. It will be there in the settings, I'm sure. I just don't have the admin control. Can you, okay, one last option, Sunil, I'll try, and then I'll leave it. Can you make me the admin of this session? Yeah, that's a point, right, Siddesh? Give me the main permission, Sunil. You're muted. That's why we can't hear you, and that's why your screen is also not audible.
Yes, I can make a host.
Yeah, can you make me the host?
Yes, already there. For a host now.
I'm host. Okay, I think I should be able to share. No, that's still not there. No, I'm not the host actually.
Yes, you are the host now.
Give me 1 second. I'm figuring this out. Okay. No, it's not going to work out. Right. Sunil, maybe you can just stop sharing your screen. I'll continue with the presentation without the video. No, even when I'm playing as a file, the video is not playing, as in the sound is not playing. So the sound won't get shared no matter what I do. So I'll move on. I don't think it's going to work. Okay. I need to dial in again. Okay, I'm going to try doing that. But if I log out, I hope others will not log out. Okay, let me try. I'm going to log out. Give me a minute.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, no, I give up. It's not going to work. Right. So continuing with the presentation, I will try doing something else which might work. So you can everybody hear me? Do I have
Yes.
everybody's attention? Thank you. Sorry about the interruption. So whatever was there in the video, I will try doing it manually right now. Right. So you can actually come and build your own LLMs, right? So you can come here and you can say, you know what? I will build my own model. So what you do is you plug in your data set. So let's say I plug in a data set like this. You will need to know how to plug in a data set. So this is not for people who don't know how to. I'm showing you how to build a model. Okay, first step. Plug in your data set, then go to fine tuning and say start a new fine tuning. And once you come here, you will then select which data set. So let's say I selected that flight booking conversation data set. Now, what kind of training? There are different types of training which are there. Let's say I select GRPO. GRPO is when I do a reasoning model. Reasoning models are much more powerful than normal models. And batch size, let's say I make it 2 batches, sequence length 250. Okay, 129 is. The precision is important. Let's say I do a 4-bit quantization, which is going to be very imprecise. So the precision is less, but the size of the model will become very small. So these are things which we do when we want to make the model smaller. So it becomes less accurate, less capable, but I can now package it inside a mobile phone. If I used full precision, which would be say float 16, now this would be a, let's say 8 GB file. But if I used the 4-bit quantization, 4-bit double quantization, this will now become a 1 GB or a half a GB file. So you see, a half a GB file, I can put it inside an app and you can download the app, no problem. But if it's 14 GB, you will not download because your phone will overload. So all these things matter. I can also decide what's my learning rate. Say my learning rate is cosine and I can start my training, right? If I click on start training, it will start training. Oh, okay, my data set is not added, but oh, server is not there. You can see here, it's telling me that I need to connect a GPU to it, which I have not connected right now on purpose because GPUs cost a lot. Here is a model we have trained before. And you will see here, this model, then you can go and evaluate the performance here. Once you've evaluated, you can start using it. So when you see ChatGPT running, behind ChatGPT is a model somebody has trained like this, a lot bigger than what I showed you, but would be the same workflow. And then once you're done, you can save this model, keep it for yourself and use it wherever. This is called model fine tuning. Please leave your questions in the chat if you have any questions, okay? Right. If you want to create your own agents, you will go and you will start. Okay, so 1 second before I do that. Okay, now here what is happening is, try not to get too scared about this. This is really not scary. This is actually quite easy to use. You will have on the right hand side of the screen an AI here. So you can talk to this AI and say what you want to build. Like I was talking to the AI and I said, create a recruitment agent to find candidates. Okay. Now what this is doing is it is asking me some questions. What is the primary purpose? What specific steps or tasks? I said, think and decide for yourself. So it decided by itself what to do. And I said, go ahead. And it built it. Okay. So imagine we have reached a world where AI is building AI. Can you imagine that? And AI comes and builds its own AI. All the input, output, which tools it has to connect to, because this platform which I'm showing you here has 200 plus third-party connections. See, all the social media tools, all the Google tools, all the productivity tools. Somebody was asking me, right? How do you build agents for your own use case? This is how. All the e-commerce applications, advertising applications, product development applications, research applications, database management applications, infrastructure management applications, content management applications. You see 200 plus third-party tools, many other libraries. There are close to 100 models here. See, every model that you can imagine. And yeah, if you've created a fine-tuned model, that will also come up here. See, Adi. Adi is a model that we created. So we put it in. Okay. MBA, memory, brain, and action. I have to give it a brain, a model. I have to give it a memory. So I'll connect it to different databases. And I have to give it certain actions. Now, in today's session, I can't teach you more than this, but just imagine that you did know how to build agents, how powerful it would be. Somebody told me the other day, college student, I was talking to, they said, oh, I went to your platform. I said, what did you build? He gave me the funniest answer. I could not imagine. He said, I built a Swiggy agent. I said, what? He said, yeah, I built a Swiggy agent. I said, why? He said, my father doesn't know how to order on Swiggy. So I built an agent where my father can go and talk to it what he wants to eat. And the agent goes and decides, finds that food and goes and orders it on Swiggy. Small thing. Imagine the change. Your father can now use Swiggy. Very interesting idea. Obviously, there are much more complex things to do, right? Somebody was saying, oh, you know what? This team called BitAura from Chennai Institute of Technology won an award from me the other day. I said, what did you build? They built, they built a AI agent that will help them, that will help coach them for interviews. So you go and say which company you're interviewing for, goes and finds out, and which role, goes and finds out previous questions that were asked, how they were, built, what kind of people got selected, what kind of answers were preferred, and it will coach you, it will teach you. No, no, just students did not need to purchase GPUs. Actually speaking, most of the times when you're building a model, when you're building an agent, you're using a ready-made model. That model is using a GPU behind it. So they have purchased the GPUs or they have licensed the GPUs. You are not. You're just taking the model and you're paying the model for whatever you're using the model for. So when these students built it, they went to Google and they got a free account on Google, by the way. Yeah, it's publicly available data, Manoj. It's all publicly available data. You cannot imagine the kind of things I can do with publicly available data. I can actually build a sales. I've actually built a sales agent that will find out everything about you, Manoj, you, Suhasini, you, Asan, and talk to you and sell you something, and you'll never know where it got all that information from, because all your information is already in the public domain. Your salespeople, the good salespeople, knew how to do this, right? The internet is a wonderful thing if used in the right way. If used in the wrong way, it's one of the most terrible things. So all your information, all my information, we did not care so far, right? Who's going to use my data? I'm not important. Well, you're important. Your data is sitting there on the internet. And Shayak or a college student can build an agent that will use that data and call your parents, call your children, and take all your money away. So be careful where you're using it, what you're using for. There is a new thing you might have read in the news recently. Everybody's going to high court to protect their image. So all the Bollywood actors are going to high court to protect their image. You know what they're really protecting? They're saying that somebody can't build an AI agent that talks like me or looks like me. There are authors in the US that are going to court saying, you cannot write a book like I have written. Denmark just published a new regulation which allows every human to own their own body rights. It's a new kind of, you know how our constitution gives us some fundamental rights? There's a new kind of a fundamental right. The right to your own image, the right to your own voice. So your right to your own persona, right? Okay. So this is how you build agents. I was telling everybody how to build agents, and then you can start using that agent to see how that would work, right? Okay. So you can test it all out here. And once you're done, you can go build an application also by going and talking to it and saying, build this app for me, right? And what it does, I will go to another account. Give me 1 second. This one person has built 219 applications in the last 3 months. You know how much time it used to take us to build one application? 6 months. He has built 219 applications in 3 months. Take it one step forward. In the future, your operating system of your phone or your laptop will create applications and kill applications in runtime. Only big applications like WhatsApp, Instagram, banks, Paytm, where you need to connect with other people cannot be created by these operating systems. Otherwise, all normal applications are dead. We don't know it yet because building an application takes precisely 10 minutes and about 50 rupees. Want to see? I don't know which of these apps are what, huh? He built an entire alumni management system for my college in $2.50. $2.50. You know how much TCS would charge for that? $2.50. It writes that entire system for you. Let me show you. It writes your entire project requirement. See, all you did is you went and you gave it a small instruction, what you want to build, right? You said build a content management system for me. Many of you use content management systems in your work, right? So you can build your entire system. Okay, Hina, if you've used Lovable, and I'm guessing you're comparing my current system to Lovable, it looks like Lovable and you're not wrong. It is similar to Lovable in that perspective. But the difference is Lovable does not build ready applications. It builds, are you technical, Hina? If I'm going to give you this answer. Yes, that's actually true. Lovable builds MVPs. It does not, it builds prototypes. Okay, you're not technical at all. Okay, let me give you a real example then. Have you seen movie sets? If you look from the front, that's like a hotel, but you open the door, go behind, there is no room behind. It is set up by planks. Yeah. So Lovable builds an application that looks like that. It's good, looks very good. Open the door, go behind, there is nothing. It is connected to some other system. And if you try to use it, it breaks. So you'll have to take that good looking front end and build your backend. Understood? Whereas what you're seeing here, it builds a database, the backend, the testing, the design, the architecture, so you know how if there's any product manager or any technical people in this meeting, they will tell you that typically to build an application, you need 6 or 7 different people. First, the product manager and the project manager. They come to build the product requirements and the project roadmap. Then the architect who builds architecture, the designer who builds a design, the developer who does a front end, back end database. Then the QA tester who tests it, and then the deployment person who goes and deploys it on the cloud. This, what you're seeing, does all of those things in 5 minutes for you. And yes, there are scalable applications on the cloud. This is what you do. You go and you connect your own cloud to it. And you can host whatever you created on your own account on any cloud. I'm going to stop my presentation here because it's getting very technical. I want to answer people's questions. What I want you to understand before I finish is every single application you can imagine can be done by AI. All right. So the question is not whether it can be done by AI. The question is, can it be done reliably by AI? That requires some skill. Today, most AI applications that are being built are not good. They don't scale, they don't work. I'm going to open it up for questions. So
There's
yes.
yeah, there's one question in the question and answer chat box. I'll just want to read that. I think that has already been answered, but he has written in the chat box Q&A, that is how different is the agent from intelligent RPA bot. So I think you have
I
answered that.
answered it already.
Yeah.
Yeah, I answered.
There were three questions at 10:27 a.m. which I think you were already presenting, so I will just read it. I think.
Yes, AI applications can be patented. You can, just go and build something which is a new way of doing something, and you can patent it. Data integrity can be maintained if you connect your own databases. Data integrity breaks down at 3 levels. So it would be, are you putting the data at your own cloud, or are you putting it on a public cloud? Are you hosting the model yourself? Are you exposing some secure data to the LLM? There are many things to think through. If you're a bank, you cannot use a public LLM. You have to build your own fine-tuned LLM and host it yourself. Then everything is self-contained. If you're building a normal agent, don't worry. Your normal data going to the LLM doesn't make any difference. But all your secret, as in your phone numbers, your email IDs, your passwords cannot go. So those have to be protected. So those kind of things. So data integrity is important and data controls is important. I did not go into the technicalities in my presentation today, but I'll share the whole presentation with Shika. Shika will share it with you. So data integrity is part of my presentation. Yes, you can integrate IoT. IoT devices are nothing but APIs. You can connect those APIs as well, just like you can integrate anything else. Yes, there was a question on where you can go and build these systems. You can go to my website. It is called adya.ai, ADYA, adya.ai. I'm writing it down there. You can go to adya.ai and you can sign up and you can build anything you want to build. I'm in fact, right now, I just signed a contract with the government of India to bring 10,000 companies and 40,000 builders into AI over the next 3 months. It's the biggest AI ecosystem in the world that I'm creating. So we brought banks, we brought cloud providers, we brought US partners, India partners, we brought VC funds, everybody into it. So if you have an idea, go build it. It's entirely free. You'll get the cloud providers to support you, everybody to support you. Okay. There was a
Shayak,
question
I
about,
just want to read it some initial questions starting from 10:27 a.m. There are three questions which I just read one by one. One is from Mustafa Mirza. He's asking, would also like to know where the opportunity lies and the drawbacks of an agentic dependent system.
yes, Adya is an Indian company. Yes, I think the agentic dependence, there's so many. I can't go into it. It's purely technical. Look, your agents, whether they're completing the tasks or not, whether they're using the tools or not, whether they're performing well or not, there have to be evaluation metrics. Because if you're hiring a human being, you have a HR management system for the human being, an HR team. If you're hiring a agent, why is there no HR? There should be. But today, nobody practically does it. We have built something called agent lifecycle management, which is similar to a HR management system for agents. And today, in the global benchmarks, SW Bench, which is Software Bench, T Bench, which is Terminal Bench, Gaia Bench, Adya is ranking world number 3, world number 2 on these global benchmarks. We are the only company from India to come anywhere close to the top. And the reason why we are doing that is because everybody from India, this is a sad story of India, but we build very shallow surface things where we are building simple apps. We don't build core research or core deep science things so much. Or even if we do, we don't get funded. And then that company inevitably moves to the US where it gets heavy funding. And then we come to know and we say, Arvind Srinivas is an Indian. Company Perplexity is US. So Adya is ranking globally, and Adya is so far an Indian company. Most likely Adya will go to US as well, because India, we do not have sufficient value for deep tech yet. Nevertheless, it's a company that has created some of the most seminal AI research in the world. New memory systems, new models which have beaten OpenAI, new techniques for multi-agentic propagation, new processes for agent governance, things which MIT, which is Massachusetts Institute of Technology, has appreciated. NVIDIA showcased us as one of the top 10 AI companies in the world. Google has showcased us as one of the top 10 AI companies in the world. Benchmarks are speaking for us. All this because we focused on the core deep science behind AI. We did not just build applications, we built the science and then we built a platform. Now anybody can come and build. And what we just did is we made it free for everybody. So anybody should be able to go and build anything they want to build. That is a goal, because I believe that India has 1.7 crore developers. These 1.7 crore developers used to earn a lot of money for the country, lot. Unfortunately, these 1.7 crore developers are getting disintermediated by AI. Because like I told you, AI can code better, faster, cheaper than any human being can. So we have to empower these 1.7 crore developers to become product builders now, so that they build their own AI. So that is why we made our platform free. We went to the government of India, we partnered with them, and we're giving it away for free. Anybody can come. So if you're partnered with schools, colleges, if you're partnered with communities, if you're PMI forum yourself, I'm inviting everybody. There is nobody who's out of the system. You come, you build something, launch it on the marketplace, and tell people to vote for you. If you're the top voted startup, we will get you in front of VC funds. We will get you in front of accelerators. We will get you in front of mentors. We will get you in front of US companies also. This is a once in a lifetime opportunity where AI is going to change the world, and being there at the forefront of it is important for India. I told you, right? India is not even in the top 10 in AI right now. I'm trying to change that as much as I can. I'm one man. I don't have much say in it, but as much as I can, I'm trying to change that story. I'm trying to make sure that it becomes free for everybody to do. Okay. I think there's a question from Padmanabhan saying there was a recent Gartner survey of agents deployed, and they did an appraisal like they did and found that data dependency of a company made 10 agents less satisfactory. Yes, that is true. And which is why most multi-agentic systems don't work, because you're not able to connect your data properly, which is one of the things we do. I did not go into the technicalities into my presentation, but we have built an AI ETL management system, extract, transform, load. ETL is where you can connect all your different databases. It will automatically understand everything, transform it into a way that the agent can understand. I'm simplifying things. It's not as easy as I told you, but essentially the idea is I should be able to go and connect all my data securely, that the data doesn't go anywhere without my permission. And the AI will then convert it for whoever needs it. So this is true. Data governance that was used. Okay. Data governance means what? I don't conduct courses, Mr. Prasad. I am genuinely working 16 hours a day, keeping all the research and the growth and the partnerships alive. I don't have time. I'm doing this because PMI Forum has a close relationship with me. Okay, so yeah, in the sense that, look, when we tell in English to somebody who's speaking Chinese not to do something, they may understand it, but not really. And when somebody tells them in Chinese to do something, they will ignore what I said in English. So when you're telling a model not to do something in English, it is not listening to you exactly the way you are saying it, because the model doesn't understand English. It understands mathematics. Everything inside the model is a mathematical program, is a mathematical token, is a vector. So the only way to prevent a model from malfunctioning is to create a model that will convert all your English instructions into mathematical proofs or mathematical theorems. So when a user is going to try and do something, it is going to check if the theorem is correct or not. If the theorem is not being fulfilled, A plus B equal to C is not being fulfilled, it will not let the user do it. That is called the data governance or adaptive governance protocol, something that Adya, we have pioneered in the world. Does that answer your question? Happy to answer any domain specific questions which are not so technical. I can see somebody asking, is AI boom or bubble? Definitely a bubble, 100% a bubble, which is going to burst in the next 6 months to a year, guaranteed. It is money funneling from NVIDIA to all the other companies and funneling back to NVIDIA. It's 100% bubble, money going from your pocket to NVIDIA, as in retail investors' pocket to NVIDIA, and games are being played. Be careful where you're investing your money if you're investing in the public market. AI is a guaranteed bubble right now. Somebody wrote about agri drones. Yes, I mean, okay. PDUs be added auto. I have no idea what is a PDU.
PDU codes. PDU code for this session. I will tell you the PDU code at the end of the session, and that will be automatically credited to your account within a couple of days. So for the people who are really want the PDU code right now, I will share in the chat box after some time. And yes, this PPT will not be shared, but the recording of this session will be shared on our YouTube channel. PMI Mumbai chapter. So please subscribe, and this recording will be uploaded within some couple of days.
And I mean, for those that are interested, you can stay connected with me on LinkedIn. With your permission, Shikha, I can share my LinkedIn as well.
Yes, I had already shared your LinkedIn.
You've already shared it. Okay.
Yes, in the start of the session. So
Okay, coming back to the question that was asked, yes, there is no way to tell what will happen 5 years from now. I just cannot tell you what is going to happen to your children. Is AI going to reach sentience by then where it will do everything by itself and we are not needed? I don't know. But my answer is the only thing we humans can learn today is critical thinking. So teach your children critical thinking. Teach your children how to think for themselves and not follow blindly what teachers are saying, what parents are saying, what social media is saying, what YouTube is saying. Tell them to think very categorically through every single thing that is being told to them. Not to believe the videos they're seeing because the videos can be built by AI. I don't see any other questions that I missed. Agri
yeah,
drones, yes, 100%.
there are some two more questions in the question and answer chat box. One is how can the AI platform help in niche industries that are heavily controlled by regulatory bodies, example medical device companies?
Yeah, so you will have to build two things. You'll have to build domain-specific models or fine-tuned models, which are sitting on your own GPUs. And second thing you'll have to do is you'll have to build your own agents and not use any publicly available app or agent. So long as you're using your own agent and your own model, it is perfectly safe because the data is sitting inside your own system. Second is somebody asked here, is there something that the AI cannot do? Yeah, I don't know, because human beings, we understand the world through our five senses, right? Our sense of touch, smell, sight, hearing, right? And taste. Is there any one of those five senses that AI can't do already? Anybody? Take a guess. Vision can be done, right? It can see and it can read. Smell can be done because today there are these systems that are built, which are how we smell is basically our nose has very fine molecules that react with the molecules in the air to give the signal back to our brain what that smell is. So we've replicated it. So smell can be done. Taste can be done the same way. Touch can be done the same way. What is coming next is called physical AI. We are in the world where we are in agentic AI. Last year, we were in generative AI. Right now, we are in agentic AI. I explained agents to you. Next thing which is coming is called the physical AI. Physical AI means our machines will become intelligent around us. Our washing machines will truly become intelligent and learn how to wash the clothes by themselves. Today, we set everything and tell it what to do. We will have robots sitting in the house. Our cars will drive themselves. Our coffee will make itself. Our food will make itself. That is physical AI. So is there something that the AI cannot do? I don't know. But I know this, that we say conscience, AI does not have a conscience. What is conscience? Is it mathematically derivable? If conscience can be mathematically derived, I bet you conscience can be done by AI. So the question is there something I can mathematically derive? I can mathematically derive smell, touch, taste, sound, text, everything. Because I can do that, I can teach an AI. Intuition and perception is nothing but a derivative of sufficient number of examples that you've seen of something where you know that something will happen. It is not a sixth sense. It is the ability to predict mathematically that something is going to happen because you've seen enough examples of that in the past. Is there a reason why AI cannot do that? No, it can do that way better than me. So people who are saying AI does not have intuition, AI does not have empathy, AI does not have feelings are wrong. Because feelings are, even in human beings, are a function of the hormones that are secreted in the body. Love, hate, anger, greed, these are generated hormones that are telling us as a machine. The human body is a machine which is being operated by signals. These signals come in the form of chemicals, which are hormones, come in the form of biological signals and electrical signals, which is the nerves. Your signals stop working, your hand becomes numb. You're not special. We are also computing machines. We have just created better computing machines than us. That's all. Sorry for the bad news. Right. No other questions, I'm guessing.
Yes, I think people are done with the questions and they are just appreciating for the AI and the coming future of AI. So I will, as I told you, I will be. My question is a bit different. Like in this developing world of AI, what is the space for high, like human intelligence? So can you just please give your thoughts on that?
I think we have to be critical of what we do. We cannot be doing things ratta marke anymore. We have to be critical of what we do. We have to be careful about what we do. And we have to continually grow, learn. I think we are entering a world where things will become very easy for us and very difficult for us at the same time. Just by saying, I can create an application which will just do things for me. One person with the right intelligence will run a whole company. So it's a world where things are becoming very, very disintermediated. Are we going to become more disintermediated like social media? I don't know. But the only hope left for human beings is to continually be critical, to continually try to exercise our brains, to continually learn, and continually be careful about what is around us.
Thank you. I think, yeah, that was the correct, like that we can accept that, okay, AI will not take over this, that we can be critical about ourselves. Is AI sometimes gets critical about themselves?
If you teach it to, yes, that's the whole point of learning models, right? Learning models are essentially capable of um, learning over time how they're performing and keep on improving. So yes, AI is critical of itself, of course.
Okay, thank you, Shaik, for such a wonderful session and a bit different space you took us all together to AI word and what is agentic and super agents and LLMs. So thank you so much for this wonderful
I have
session.
two requests before I finish the session to everybody. One is go to adya.ai, try it for yourself, build something, it is free. There is no hidden fee. You can go to a cloud provider, get a cloud credit, plug it in, use it. And second is, I think I am raising funds in the US, in India. So if you know investors who are willing to invest, please message me on LinkedIn. Thank you very much. Very, very
Thank
highly
you.
appreciate PMI.
Yes. Thank you, Shayak. Can you see my screen?
I can.
Yes. So thank you so much, and please accept a certificate of appreciation from our end as a small token of thanks for accepting our invitation to present today's PM Forum session. And looking forward to invite you for presenting other interesting topics. I'm really sorry I had invited you to our um, 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 in-person event and PMI Mumbai chapter, but I was the one who could not come and host you at a networking mela because I had some other personal commitments. So thank you for accepting this invitation for an online session and looking forward to invite you for in-person events which are coming up because we will be celebrating our 25 years of PMI Mumbai chapter.
Oh, nice.
So maybe in Jan or March we are arranging two events, and I will recommend my the whole BOD of PMI Mumbai chapter to invite you in for in-person events and for presenting such a great interesting topics. So thank you so much. And feedback for the attendees, the feedback form link and the PDU code are already shared in the chat box. So please take the note of it. And recording of this session will be uploaded at our YouTube channel, PMI Mumbai chapter. So you can just access that after some days, maybe within 2 or 3 days. So I think that's it from my end. And meet you in next session. Bye bye. Thank you.
Bye, everyone.